And I'll give you guys some examples about that. Okay. Next, we're going to do is we're going to have some fun with Digital Marketers Toolbox. It's really easy. It's not complicated. People do tend to think it gets complicated, but it's quite simple. If you see that when we look at each part of the production line, you'll see how simple it goes. Okay, so what's the big idea behind Digital Marketers Toolbox, and what's our state of mind when we're working in the tool? We're constantly thinking about what are we selling, because that gives us a 1 or 2 or 3 word phrase. What action words define this product? So what are the things that people associate with it? What industry? Example, in this example here, we got yoga. Okay. So if you can look at yoga, this is where you're at the top of the market. You're looking up like an eagle. You're looking from the top down over all the mountains and all the forests. When we go into a market segment or vertical, this is when we get yoga classes, and we're adding a specific thing onto the word yoga. As we're digging deeper down, the vertical, we can now add other modifiers like beginners. This we start talking specific subsets. So the reason why I'm showing you this now in this process is because when we do keyword research, you want to be either drilling from the yoga or the segment, the vertical, the slice or the part. There's no point when you use Digital Marketers Toolbox to put a long tail keyword in, because that's you standing in a forest looking up and you're not going to get much results back. So DMT, we look from the top down, we see where the money and the traffic flows. And then from that, we start finding out where our audiences exist in that data set. Is this making sense, guys? Give me a one if that makes sense. So now that we see we got yoga for beginners, in our mind, really, we can start seeing who we want to sell to. Now, what is the product that we'll be selling? What are the questions that are being asked? What should the questions these people, what are the questions these people should be asking? And then what are the pains that bring them to actually want to go to yoga? Is it they've hurt themselves, they're stiff, they've got an injury, they've got no energy. Okay, once we've got these basic ideas in our head, when we jump into DMT and we start looking at the data, then all these data points start standing out to us. Okay, and then from there, we can go and define and map out what markets we want to target in the industry. Okay, so the first module we have is keyword research module. It's got a very basic process. It mines keywords from multiple sources like SEMrush. It sorts and organizes keywords lists for you. It organizes your topical keyword clusters. It gets your top 10 ranking URLs, gets their backlinks, and gets the keywords. So essentially, we harvest everything very, very quickly. In today's example, we're going to talk about local, and we're going to look at about mapping out a website for a digital marketing agency. And that's going to be the export spreadsheets we'll give you for your backlink factory afterwards. The next thing we have is another module which does a competitive analysis. We don't go into as much detail as SEMrush and all those other places, but we do pull information back from SEMrush. What we're doing is we're looking at what works, what brings traffic, and what are the keyword stacks that are associated, the clusters of keywords associated with those pages that are ranking. And then these are obviously keywords we're going to take and we can put them into backlink factory. So when we do competitive analysis, we analyze the domain, the top URLs, the top keyword clusters, and the top backlink locations. So that just happens for you automatically. Okay, then we get to the next stage in the production line. And okay, now we've got keywords. We understand who our competitors are. We've got an idea of how they map their pages out. Website silo architecture. This is what this module does. It maps out all the URL targets for us, and it helps us stack it in our hierarchy. So silos, categories, and then under the categories, we can put posts. That's the layers that the tool allows us to work in. So we like to use silo architecture. Why? The primary reason for using website silo architecture is when your internal linking structure is done properly, you need less backlinks pointing in to help your site move. Okay, so internal linking trumps external backlinks. The second thing is you can adjust your internal linking without being penalized, whereas if you're having backlinks, you start filling with them, it creates problems further down the line. And then lastly, we've got a silo plugin that you'll see that you can use that automatically does this for you when you import your blueprints into DMT. And you'll see it in that pre-video that we gave you. We took you through the whole process of where we went from concept to mapping out the dog training websites, to exporting the XML, to getting it in. Now, the content module, what this does is it analyzes the web, it extracts all the H tag information, it extracts all the internal links of the competing pages that we're dealing with. It does semantic web extraction, and it organizes all this data. So it's at our fingertips that when we're working, we can create any content template we want to deploy. Okay, so you can see as we're moving through the modules, we're getting closer and closer to getting the outputs that we need to publish and market online. So with the AI help, what this does is it allows us to quickly create content blocks, which you'll see us do on one of the test pages. And then we can take these things and we can put them anywhere. We can put them into our spreadsheets. We can put them into our maps. We can actually create little emails that go into our events that we'll talk about. Patrick's going to tell us a little bit about some nice tools that got coming up as well regarding that. So with the Content AI module, we can rapidly deploy content blocks. Content blocks equals mobile viewports. So we can fill it up very quickly. And then from that, we make it our own. We have to go and add our own local words. We have to add our own business terms, our expert verbiage. And by changing those little blocks, when we put them into the page, we then start ticking the right boxes that when they're scanning for AI content, our stuff's unique and it's stacked in a way that actually serves the needs of the audience who we're trying to sell to. And remember, we can repurpose the content blocks, and we can take these content blocks and build them into white hat contents that people will like to link back to as resources. Okay, so I got your data-driven exports because all the exports that we've made have specific purposes. The outputs are there to help you cut through all having to do it yourself. It does 80% of the work, but it allows you to quickly go and customize and modify and make it your own, because every agency's got its own way of presenting data. So we've done our best to give you everything that you need in 80% of the structure, and then you guys can come and tweak and customize it. And obviously in today's call, we're going to look at a few of the exports and then show you how you can grab all the intent-based keywords, all the questions. Actually, it's all done for you. It's super cool. All right, so as you're mining and analyzing the market, the DMT is processing the information in the background and putting everything in the right place for you. Okay, all you got to do is click a few buttons and then it does most of the work for you. All right, so here's a little sneak peek of what comes. There's the online dog trainer silo, and then there's all the keywords that have come back. Tons and tons of traffic, high traffic keywords with PPC. And what we talk about here is stacking theme clusters and then doing theme mirroring. What I mean by theme mirroring, when we have the conversation later on, is when we're building our stacks, they're either publishing your branded content, which goes through the syndication network, which goes through your social sites, and then tiers out into other networks if you've got them connected up. And then the second part of that stacking is your backlinking stacks. So when we talk about mirroring, what we talk about is we mirror what we design in DMT, we mirror out on the website, we mirror it out in our stacks. Okay, here's an example to show you. So there's your index, domain.com. There would be your silo stack. Inside your silo, you have categories 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then underneath the category, you could have posts, as many as you want. Each one can have its own subset of keywords that is linking up. And then now you can do all kinds of stuff. So this is what we mean when we say theme mirroring. Here's another example for the online one. Domain.com. There's your online dog training silo. And then obviously the keywords we're targeting with the silo stack inside of it. Patrick, what's your thoughts at this point in time with what I've just shown there?
Well, my thoughts are we got chat working, so that's cool.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, so I'll leave that for now.
The one thing I was thinking of when you were talking about the AI, and you and I had a very long conversation about this the other day, and that is, we all have AI tools that we're using. Some we like, some we don't, and we're paying a lot of money for them. And what was your decision on the AI and how you built that into DMT? Because I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, well, Welton Coates is a professional copywriter. He does a lot of the emails for Network Empire. He helps with a lot of the marketing and the copy and stuff. And we probably spent from the end of 2021, yeah, it was probably August. This time last year, we started playing with the tools and went through about 10 or 12 of them, just testing them all. And it just didn't. I didn't want to have to keep on coming back and having to modify content too much. I wanted to create transitions, and I didn't want to have the tool dominating and sort of spitting out the same type of thing. So speaking to Walton, he's a classic content writer. He's got these frameworks he works with, the styles he writes with, and he didn't like it. He didn't like it that the fact that the AI wrote it and he had to go back and do all this other kind of stuff. And we had back and forth for a long time. And I paid a particular attention to what he said. I spoke to Brian that does backlinking, because in our mind, we're always dealing with guys that have specific skill sets within digital marketing. So we have to always try and stick to our core principle, which is we need a system that is loosely built that can give us actionable things that we can take and use. We don't have lots of data. We don't want to have millions of records of keywords. It's got no value. But the only time it's got value is when you can actually take it and use it. Then it's actionable data. So the big idea behind the AI in the content editor was we build blocks for the viewport, and then we stack those viewports into a framework if we want, like attention. So we'll start with headlines, then desire. What do people want? Then what are the pains that they're going to experience? And then how do we get them to see our solution? What are the steps they've got to take? So can you see how we're stacking ideas as we're moving down the page? And that's what got us to build the AI editor the way we did.
So
does it make sense?
Basically, what you're saying is that, you, for this purpose of what you're doing, you actually built your own AI that you can control, and it fits the needs for what you're building here, correct?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It allows us to move loosely through this train of thought. And just by changing a few of the topics and changing a few of the little things, and it can then refine a lot of the output that comes back. But we'll get there very quickly. I'll show you how this works.
Oh,
so guys, when you log into DMT for the first time, if this is the first time that you're here, we always on about online market analysis. And every year we've got what we're essentially doing. The markets is big pie. Then we have the segments, and then we have to get to the target, and then we want to dominate a share of these targets. And that's essentially what we're doing at Digital Marketers Toolbox. What we've done for the guys that have not yet been here for, we give you the plugins. This is a Silo Builder plugin. We've got this stackable framework over here, which you can see as well. I'll open it later, but don't confuse with that. And then we've got lots of templates to help guys that are new to think about different things. Now, all these ideas that are on spreadsheets are built into the tool. And the way we get about using this is simple. We start with a blueprint. Okay, so you go start. And I guess I have to just log in again. So start with my blueprint. You can see it's number 1. And all we're going to do is we're going to give it a name. So over here, we've got the dog training market that you saw in the other video. Today's one, we're going to just go and create a thing for our digital marketing agency. So I'm going to call this blueprint agency. We'll just do the US over there, and I can save it. Now, obviously, over these forms here.
Wait a minute, Matt. What's the significance of picking the country?
This helps us for when we analyze the web. We need to know what country you're in, because you could be in Holland, you could be in South Africa, you could be New Zealand. So this helps us. Everything we fill in DMT on a form gets stored, and it gets used later on in backend processes. So we just come and say, okay, cool, this blueprint is for this country. And then what that does, it just presets the values. It looks like a really big form. You'd have to fill it all in. If you've got an existing website, I just log all the URL properties there of what are associated with this blueprint. And what's cool about this is you'll notice that we talk dog training market, skateboard market, outdoor market. I don't build, if I'm working the plumbing market in the USA, I'll have one USA plumbing blueprint. And I'll start at the national level and I'll look down, and then I can build multiple websites off the same data, because a keyword is a keyword is a keyword. You don't have to create 10 blueprints targeting the same market. Does it make sense, guys?
Yep.
So we're always doing a one-to-many relationship. One blueprint can build many websites. So what I've done now is I clicked on my blueprint, I opened up, you see what is stage 2. I don't have a domain at this point in time, so I'm just going to put in a fake domain name. I just call it placeholderwebsite.com. Usually what will happen is I just check if that it doesn't exist. Because if it does exist, then what's going to happen is you'll pick up the data from that domain. At stage 2, where we are now in DMT, there'll be nothing there. This is where you just write whatever you want. The country is the USA. The search engine is going to be google.com. So we've got all the SEMrush databases.
So when you say SEMrush, you've got SEMrush built into the system, right?
Yes. And this naming convention is a competitor site, a money site. It could be a blog. It could be a social site like YouTube. It could be a PBN or a web automated ring, as we call them. Or you can just tag it as not decided. When you add these, what I'll do is I'll make a little list here, and you can actually, it just tells you what you're dealing with. I like to get 250 keywords on all my settings. I don't need more than that. And I click create. So what happens is when we click this form, this will go and actually go look at that domain, and it'll go and grab whatever's available at SEMrush and bring it back for us. Now, if you've got a competitor, you can do this process at the same time. I typically draw my keywords first, and then I come back and add a competitor if I want to look deeper at them. But when you do this, you'll see this domain authority and all the traffic and AdWords that they have pops up over here. So just to quickly cheat, I'm just going to go back to the blueprints, and I'll show you the dog blueprint. This is a reminder for the guys who haven't seen it. Then we had a fake domain. Then we added a real domain. We could see that they got DS33, PA47. They rank for 2,500 keywords. That's the traffic that they're getting. That's the value of that traffic. And they got 15 ads running, and there's a date stamp. If you click on this little refresh button here, this will go back to SEMrush and do another timestamp and check if there's been any improvement. So it's like a very simple rank tracker in a way for a top level overview of a particular domain. So that's what happens when you add a competitor, and you can see it was super quick. It went in, I created it. Now that I'm working on my blueprint, I always work inside this project, okay? So when I click on this, it opens up all the modules. Now we can either do keyword research if we want to do that. We can go map out a website architecture if we want to do that, or we can start writing content. We just have to manually add pages to the architecture to get the content architecture to work. So I'm just going to click on I'm going to do a quick drill. So we come here, we're on stage 3, we're doing keyword research. And if you notice, you see 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there we're getting all the exports out already. What's the first keyword you guys want to see written? Oh, drilled, sorry. Okay, I'll just start with how to put some suggestions. Keyword research.
Keyword research. There you go.
So we've got a google.com. So this is singular. Sorry. Let's keep it like that. Typically, you can put the plural in here, and then when you get the target, make it singular. Keyword research service. What I like to do when I'm working at this stage, I'm already thinking about what are the keyword combinations I want to blend in. So it's digital marketer agency doing keyword research, and it's doing it as a service, google.com. So there's the USA, the currency. Our target revenue with this is quite cool. Let's just say from that specific silo, I want to make $10,000 a month. I can target in there. For the keyword research, let's just say we sell the bundle for $400, where we'll do all the keyword research for the guys. Profit per sale.
$10,000 a month?
A month. If this is my target, I want to make 10 grand.
It looks like there you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Guys are better than mine, Pat. Let's get my glasses fixed.
That's okay. We can leave an extra 0 on there. It's fine. I don't care. But...
Yeah, it's what's nice about this is it shrinks the change. Basically, what happens is when you're looking at keyword research, to make 10K, it's going to say, okay, you need to find X amount of people which need to convert at X amount. So if I say on this profit, I'll make $150 after I paid everybody, the upsell would be a blueprint. That could be say $1,500 to do a blueprint. The profit would be, let's just make that $500. Conversion rates, 1 out of every 10 people, let's just say that 4 people buy. So it's 40%. And our profitability rate, I'm just going to put it in as 40 as well. And so the people do this once, there's no trials. So yeah, you can see we've got the basic settings done. The average click-through rate here is when looking at the search engine, when you're in position number 1, 2, or 3, if you're number 1, roughly 32% of the people click on that link. But on average, we can say the range will be between 30 and 17. When they land on our page, we believe that maybe 6% would click on our buy button, 2% would actually, this is if we put a phone number, it'll probably be close to 40% will actually phone us to talk to us. Let's be conservative, say 25, and let's just say that 2% will actually fill in the form and email us. So through these communication platforms, we can actually predict how traffic may flow, and then in DMT that tells us what that might potentially translate to in sales. So I'm just going to get on keyword research. Let's just get 250 keywords. And I press submit. What's going to happen now is it's going to go and fetch the keywords. It's going to give us our related phrases, our phrase match. It's going to get our top 10 competitors. It's going to get the keywords from those top 10 competitors. It's going to get us our backlinks from those competitors that are linking to those pages. And it's going to also rank and filter and sort this all out into keyword clusters and groups, so we can see what's highly relevant and then what's distant ideas. And on keyword research, we've drilled 2 words. And in this next 5 minutes or whatever, it wouldn't be 5 minutes, be like 2 minutes, we'll have all the keyword research keywords we actually ever would need. So what I'll do with you guys today is I'll pull out this keyword research silo first. Actually, we'll just add a competitor as well.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you're looking top down, go find the top competitor when you type in your keyword in Google search, and pick them.
Yeah. So guys, we have here stage 3, do keyword research. We just drilled. We've now got 500 keywords in our list. It tells us the average search metrics, the average cost per click, so we can really see that someone's paying up to $125 for a click. Goodness, what's that? And this market's worth $8 million in the US. So for keyword research service, there's the traffic, maximum conversions. If you look at all those keywords, maximum sales or profit. So to see inside here, we can see the tabs here. We got the keyword clusters. What's cool about this screen, it just shows us all the related keywords. So SEO keyword research, you can see where the money flows. What's the search market value? Notice the percentage. So we've got highly related synonyms, highly related keywords, highly related supporting keywords as we're going down to the tools. And then here's the distance things like answers, SPIFU. So that's almost like if you're looking at a dartboard in the middle, and then as we're zooming out to the edges of the dartboard, we can see the keyword clusters. We can also filter and sort these by how much traffic there is. So if we're going to see everything that's got more than, say, 10,000, then what it'll do is it'll filter out, showing you where the maximum traffic is and maximum value. Okay, so to see the keywords, if you want a keyword list, you can either go straight away and export all the keywords out here by the reports with the theme keywords, or you can go and export all the keywords at the keyword manager over here immediately. So you don't have to build a website. You can just come, okay, I just need keywords, and all we do is we come down and look for the keywords. So if I take this one here, my keyword report, that's going to run, and then I can take the product theme. This is going to show us this. Click on that. That's going to save it. It's going to save this over here quickly. So you can see the domain, you can see the theme, you can see all the keywords, the search volume, the trends. There's all your SEMrush data that you guys want. That's all the raw data for you. That took us, what was that, 5 minutes, Pat? To get those keywords. Okay, so that's how that module basically works. So I'm going to go to do keyword research. I'm going to open it up. And over here, there's our target. In order to make this into a business, I've got to find 13 leads and I'm going to convert 5 customers a month to reach that goal. If I'm selling the products at these metrics over here. So that's what I mean is string should change. And this shows us very quickly what we need to achieve those targets. Over here, we can see our phrase match, our competitors. So now we've got Moz's keywords, we've got WordStream's keywords, we've got their keywords, we've got theirs, we've got theirs, we've got theirs, we've got theirs. So if you look at this page, it shows you an overview. The blue bars show the keywords that actually bring traffic. So there's their entire keyword stack for that page it's ranking. So you can copy and paste this. And what do you think you could do with this here, Pat?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know what we can do with it. Yeah.
There's WordStream. That took us literally what, 10 minutes, guys? There's so many things you can do. Keyword tool. And on the right here, you see there's 2 grids. The right here allows us to filter by keyword. If I'm just interested in the research part, I can just chop that and it'll show us the top 1,000. We already got a list of 2,432 keywords now that we've mapped out in literally a few seconds. If we get rid of that there, now you can see the entire, from the top down, what are the most highly keyword traffic terms. Okay.
So
if I want to do,
Matt, I got a question for you, that you and I talked about earlier too, right? I mean, I can't tell you how many keyword programs that I have or free programs and we use and whatnot. So how does what you're doing here using, tools that we all might be already paying for, but you're aggregating a lot of different, places where you're getting the research from. So kind of describe a little bit about how that all comes together and whether or not using DMT, and obviously we have other things that we're doing, but some of these tools are already built in, and maybe for some of us that are working on this, you don't need all this other extra stuff that we're buying. And you and I have that conversation.
Yes.
But, well, at the same time, we use them for other things, but so kind of address that a little bit.
Well, I bought DMT because I needed a tool for production, and I needed to have data sets that are trusted, and I needed to have I needed things that got me to the end result fast. I don't want to spend time looking at 100,000 keywords because a keyword's a keyword's a keyword. What I do want to understand is what is the language and what are the categories or the entities or the topics inside that language that are important for the marketing campaign. So if you look at what we've done here, we've already come in and thought, okay, well, if we've got to rank for domain authority, we've got a red bell already. All these guys are big competitors. So we might not go compete straight away for keyword research. It's fine, but they're dominating the market. They're market leaders. Okay, so all we need to do now is go, cool. On average, a DA of 82, I might get a guest post in here somewhere and then get a link of these guys. That's one idea you could think about. So my mind's already looking at all this kind of stuff. Then I'm looking at it, cool, what are the topics that they're using? So we're looking at the theme keywords. So page by page, I can see what their topics are all about. I can see how much traffic it's bringing in. But more importantly, we've got all the keyword combinations that they spent hours and months and weeks training and optimizing and doing all the SEO work for us. We can see the keyword stack.
Right.
More importantly, we can see where they're getting their backlinks from, who's linking to them, what's the source and what's the anchor, what's the page authority. So just by doing keyword research, what's nice about this is I come in, I look from the top down, I see how the market works, I see what they're doing successfully, I see how popular they are, I understand the language, I can see all the keyword stacks. So let's just say, for example, we went and took, who's one of the smaller competitors here? Let's just take SEMrush as an example. If I go back to my projects and I quickly add them in here. Yeah, the URL's right. It's fine. Google.com. It confirms it. It's competitor site. They're not really competitors, but I'm just putting in that box. And if I just take their top 250 keywords, what's going to happen now? It's going to look at semrush.com, and that specific competitor, we're now going to pull the top level topics that are specific to them. So the keywords that are bringing the most traffic to that domain, we are now going to see the pages as well as how many keywords they're ranking for. So you can check what they're doing over here. Now, when I click on this, SEMrush, if I go look at the domain lists over here, sorry, let me click on that again. And I go down to the reports, the project specific, and I go to the overview. So you can see from 3, we're going to 4. I can actually just go and look. And what DMT has done now is showing us the domain authority average. I'll just refresh this page just to make sure it's right. You know, there's our average and our max. These are the keywords that drive them. Interesting that they got the, they're talking about Pornhub and how much traffic it gets. But yeah, we can see all the pages where they're getting all their traffic from, the keyword, potential clicks. We just reverse engineered everything. So if I want to see the keyword stuff, I just do keyword. And we'll say show us the top 1,000. There's 1 page, there's 2 pages, 3 pages. Yeah, let's look at this keyword research page. So now I can see what they're doing from an on-page optimization point of view. So with DMT, what's cool about it is we can very quickly reverse engineer. And then we're working on our own stuff. We just go to our folder, we group up all our keyword research, and we go map things out. So I never draw many keywords. I look at these top levels. It might be 5 or 6 draws that I do. And then I come down to the architecture. Now, you don't have to do this, but to use the AI, we need to have something to write onto, right? So this first set up funnel, we're on the keyword research theme. And this button here, when I click on this button, create website framework, this is where DMT gets really cool. What this is going to go do now is it's going to do a bunch of work in the background. It's going to look at all the keywords that we've drilled, and it'll create the silo and the categories where there's potential conversions for those specific keywords. So we can very quickly see where the money flows through that big subset of keywords. So it usually takes a minute or 2. I just refresh the page to see if it comes back with something. And then while that's going on, we can see all the keywords that we've mined. So from the project competitors, project keywords, we can look at all keywords or a specific domain. And from our keyword research, we can look at all the keyword research or a specific theme, like the keyword research folder that we've done. And this grid will change. So if we want to go build out a keyword research silo, I can tick that and just go add to blueprint. And there's the keyword research silo. If I want to delete it, I can just blow it away. And let me just refresh this page. Now we've got the silo mapping manager. If nothing comes back, we can see what are the top 15 keywords. And we can often just check that we've got it spelled correctly. Yeah. So guys, I'm going to map this out for you like I did manually, just to show how easy it is. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we'll go keyword research. Notice that we've got the slug, the page title, and the H1 we can tweak and modify the year. When you check this off, you say add to blueprint. So there I've created a silo. To add categories, all I do is I click on the keyword research, check it. And what you'll notice is, yeah, on the architecture, we've gone from silos down to category levels. So we want to talk about services, right? Give me a few ideas of things you would consider putting under your keyword research silo, guys.
Yeah, chat's working, so you can pop everything in chat right now.
Yeah.
So while they're doing that, Matt, one of the things that kind of makes sense to me is that while you're doing this and you're drilling these things down and you're looking at the competitors, is you're really digging inside the soul of each of the sites and each of the work that they've done, and many of these other keyword tools will not find the same statistics and the same data you're finding. Is that correct?
Yeah, no, they don't do that. We're coming at keyword research from a totally different point of view. We often joke around that DMT rips the pants off our competitors, and that's because they've spent so much money marketing and setting all this stuff up, right? That we can go and pull that information and utilize it to our own advantage. Whereas a keyword research tool like Google or one of the other ones, this gives you a list of keywords that are tied to that thing. It doesn't give you that deeper context. You don't get to see the site. Like if I want to see what the guys are saying about a keyword research tool, I can click on WordStream and I can see that there's a landing page and there's a pitch. And these are the things that they're saying. So it gives you ideas, it shows you visually what they're doing, and then you can start thinking as you're mapping out your site. So if we just type in your service, let's drop this down to.
While you're doing that, Brent, Sasman mentioned level of difficulty analysis, competition, low-hanging fruit analysis, right?
Yeah. If you want to see what's going on, you can look at all the keywords that come back at these links, so typically the guys that are ranking for those keywords. So when we look at this here, we can see the traffic through the natural clicks. We can see the conversions, how many potential sales. If they click the buy button, what it potentially means, if there's a sales, and if there's emails coming in from forms. So as we're working, we can constantly check and say, okay, cool, I want to rank this. I want to do display there. I want to do PPC. We can do different configurations that when we export the stuff out later on, we know exactly what you want to do. So I'm going to quickly just go here and add answer the public. Are they the best questions? Just check it in there, and we can add that as a category. Then we can talk about keyword research tools and why our keyword research package is better than everyone else. So we can go Google keyword tool. Our folder is called keyword research. So you can add that one there. I'll just leave it as it is.
What are you looking for while you're scanning that, so everybody gets an idea of what you're doing?
I'm actually looking for brands.
Okay.
This is an idea. So I can take those and stick them in as categories, and we can actually talk about, okay, when you're doing keyword research, you can use answer the public for questions, keywords everywhere, or Google keyword tool. In all those pages, this is where we can say, okay, well, these are the pains that you're going to have when you use these tools, and this is our solution makes it better. So on page, we can really start thinking about, okay, how we're going to use those 3 keywords with this type of traffic to put our brand forward for our service and how our tools working better. That's sort of what's in my head when I'm looking at these things. I'm going to change this to the keyword research theme. So I'm going to click on this one now. You'll notice the page changes. But what we're doing now is we're going to start looking at the keyword research folder. And you can see over here, yes, all the keywords have changed. So our site is keyword research. We're going to overlay the services, SEO tool, That's probably free keyword generator. See, it's a lot of overlapping. So the keyword tracking, keyword tools, answer the questions, keyword analysis. That's a good one. And I haven't seen online market analysis. SEO keyword research, how to do keyword research. Okay. So I was going to grab those for now.
And we're getting some questions in the chat. We're gonna bring up in a little bit, but you just keep going, okay?
Sure. So what I've done here, guys, is obviously they're not all service related. We have to think about how we're going to pitch this and how we're going to do the thing. Most guys that are looking for SEO keyword tools, is a DFY going to be the best thing that they actually want? This is the question we have to ask ourselves. How much money are they going to spend to use those tools, and what is the output that they're going to get? So when we talk about keyword research, do they just want a list of keywords, or they actually want a richer view of the actual market that they're up against? So that's sort of what's in my head. Now, we've got search volume here. How to do keyword research can make me potentially 25 conversions, which can equate to 9 grand in sales.
Well, it's almost your 10 grand.
Yeah, we just needed 15 was the thing. So this is where I say, when we look at the shrinking the change and we focus on where we can make potential conversions, our keyword choices become much more better.
Mm-hmm.
When we look at what we've done now, I'm going to just get rid of this SEO tool because that doesn't fit there. Answer the public gives us questions. That's we can have the question discussion. Keywords everywhere gives you all types of long tails. Google keyword tools restricted. Keyword analysis, SEO keyword research. Use both. What you don't want to do, guys, when you build your sites out is have keywords that are actually going to compete with each other. If they're very similar to each other, like keyword research, SEO keyword research, 9,000, 1,000, this one will lose. Because on this page here, I can introduce those SEO type of terms if I wanted to. Does that make sense? I'm going to stop here for just a minute so we can do a quick questions because I want to get moving on. I know everybody's got a tight schedule.
Okay. So what you're saying is that you're cannibalizing each of the categories. So you want to get rid of the ones that you're kind of.
Yes. You don't have keyword
moving
cannibalization.
right?
Yeah, because
Right.
another way to think about this as well is if you're doing blog posts, because with DMT, we can spread out all the keywords into a content planner. And if you use import-export tools, you can import the posts and schedule them over time. You want to make sure that these categories that you're working on are broad enough to allow you to have blog posts. You can answer all the questions that are in them. So under Answer the Public, we can have quite a few conversations on technical terms if that was about, but does it really fit into an agency's role? Or is the agency going to use the Answer the Public keyword and then say, yeah, are these really questions your market's asking, and throwing a hook out there that shifts the person's perspective from, yes, you are looking for questions, but is this the best solution for you? Does it make sense?
Yep.
So that's sort of what will be in my head, because I'm trying to break into, okay, how am I going to tap into a slice of that 22,000 keywords? So that's sort of what I play these games in my head, and I'm looking at the numbers. If I don't want to go do all the work and then do backlinks and build backlink stacks to a keyword that's going to make me one conversion, that's just not worth it. I'd rather build that keyword onto the copy of the other page. So for a theme, you want to have a minimum of 3 to 5 keywords to reinforce the silo topic. This is what you call a silo structure. And that's it. We've done this in a few minutes. So on the website architecture module.
Before you go on, let's stay where we are because there's a couple questions.
I just want to clarify the controls.
No.
On this one here, we've got 2 levels. The project keywords is where we get our competitors' keywords. So the theme keywords is where our keyword research comes from. Okay. When we flip between these, the keyword grid changes, and we can either hop around, and if you want to go deeper down, you can just simply click onto the public. Now we drop down, and yeah, we can actually start putting posts in. So let's take this filter out, yeah. And we'll just type in questions. Let's see what questions come back.
Okay, while that's running, Matt, answer this question for me, right?
Sure.
David's asking, is there a vertical market report that we can publish to sell to our clients?
Yes. You get all the exports out at the back of whatever we're doing. So you can take those and mix and match them up any way you want. That's what most of the guys do, is they take these reports out and then they just put the branding on, they add the columns. Some guys have got their own custom calculations that they do. They drop those columns in. And the thing about DMT, it does 80% of the work for you and leaves the last 20% for you to actually think. So you saw when we did the keyword research, we filled in the form, we thought about the funnel, we thought about the product we're selling, what the potential conversions are, what are the money we're going to make. And when it fetched the information, now we spend most of our time just thinking about, okay, cool. What are the topics that are going to go underneath this? And what's nice is you can go backwards and forwards between the modules over time. You can add more silos and build and carry on as you want and flesh this all out.
Okay.
So there we've knocked out a silo very, very quickly. That's 6 pages we could publish today after we write the content. So we over here, we come down to the category level. So can you see how we've just gone all the way down the production line? We've got a lot of reports here, guys. It's like, for example, keyword intent reports, but domain intent, what's intent keywords the guys are using on that side. We've got the top keyword cluster pages. So this is also another great one for backlink stacking if you need ideas. So for SEMrush, that's their first page that gets the most traffic. That's all their keywords. And then you can see the rest of the pages. The second one, the third one. That Pornhub page is getting them a lot of traffic. Weird, eh?
I like the idea that everything is right here and we don't have to go elsewhere and we can find what we need for what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, and that's from the reports. It's all prepped and ready. If you want keywords, this pops out the old traditional type of keyword screens. So you can see how the traffic flows. What are the primary terms? And if I want all the questions, let's go type in how. I've got 500 keywords there. So it's got 600. And there I've got all my questions. I can just export all of these. And if I want to do a stack to somewhere, it's done. There's our little stack of keywords. So there's a keyword research, and there we got all the questions. Only difference is our questions have got search volume and cost associated on some of them. It's not like guys just binding and tumbling. It's there's actual search volume there. So that's what we like about this way of doing it, because there's people are actually interested in those words. So what's cool is all the stuff that we've gathered that's available for you guys. We did like maybe 5 minutes filling the thing. We've spent time, mapped it out. Now we get to the content architecture.
Before you go there, a couple other questions. Hold on.
Okay, I'll go back here.
All right. So under the blueprint, it says under Matt's blueprint list, he has markets or niches as blueprint names. The fields to fill out are in the new blueprint column are specific to individual businesses and addresses, and suggest that the blueprint name would be the business name, which is what says at the top of the blueprint list, which is confusing. Are you building blueprints based on a niche market, or can be applied to any business in that same market, or for specific business based upon all its specific info entered into the new blueprint column? So there
it's a one-to-many. Let's just say I do a plumbing site in Arizona. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just come in, click edit, and I'll just change these, and I'll put their social properties in. I'll save it, And then when we get down to our exports at the end, this information gets carried across. If I come and get another guy, say in Minnesota, I will then come and put his details in here, save it, and that gets changed in the blueprint. When we export it, it comes out. Because the guys are all targeting the same words. So keywords are keywords are keyword. The only difference that's going to be is when we start putting on the localization layer, where we start using keyword modifiers to make it more specific to a local area. What will change in your site is the links, the social connections, the GMBs, all those other properties. But the primary keyword of your blueprints, those are the keywords that people are targeting. So the content that goes on top of that page, you would then go in and change that out. So what I teach the guys at Network Empire is to use short codes. So if you've got a brand and you're working in DMT, like with the content now, instead of having your brand name, we just put in a short code and says brand. Then we can just go update the brand if we export this out, and that gets published site-wide. Are we using the same content? We can tumble and shift and spin and do whatever we want to do. You'll see now how it all works. And when we build content templates, we're building things that are speaking to that specific audience. So every time you come to DMT, you can actually tweak and modify the template slightly, save it, and then export out that modification. Does that make sense on that question? So that's what I mean with the many to one. Every time we can come in here, we can just change these.
Most of us, for sure. But I think here's the beautiful part. What you guys are looking at is, like what surgeons look at when they go into your body and have to try to find something and fix something. But they have to look at the entire picture first. They got to get the CAT scans. They got to get the x-rays. They have to do all of those things, get the blood levels, right? And so what Matt has done, in simple terms, is he's taken all of those MRIs and all of those x-rays and all of those CAT scans, he's kind of put them in this one place so that you can really drill down. And is it going to be something you're going to master in a day or two? Maybe a couple more, but the training that he has is phenomenal. You can ask any of the guys in here that have, maybe comment on how the training is, but this is really drilling down into the DNA of a website and getting all the terms and all the categories and all the things that actually make sense and have value to them than just, looking at regular keyword research and just picking, high volume, low competition. It doesn't mean anything. We're grabbing the data that people are using and making a fortune on and bringing it and putting it in your lab. And that's how I, visualize this is when, I've gone through this a couple of times and talked to Henry, talked to Brian, other people, so it's just that drilled down into the specifics of the singular DNA of the site, and you build it from here. And, someone said, well, can you get the report? Sell the reports to as many damn plumbers as you want. Build 32 different plumber sites out with the same freaking report that you got here, and you can sell them, the same report, $1,500, $250, whatever it is you want to sell it to them for. So that's the beauty of what we got here. So,
because what the guys do is,
sorry, man.
No, it's great, Patrick. I just want to add on to what you're saying there. What the guys do there is with the line items is if they start doing image optimization for the guys, that becomes a line item. If they're publishing content, those become line items on a monthly basis. And from this blueprint, you can sort of see, okay, cool, we have to work so long and so hard on all this kind of stuff. So this gets all the dog work out the way for us and allows us to be more efficient and more creative and actually see where the money flows in markets.
Yeah.
And a keyword's a keyword. There's no point drilling into Keyword Planner in the US because we've done it. It's just wasting credits. Plus your data, you got data lying everywhere. So the reason why I shifted to working on markets and doing online market analysis is, right, we're talking about the online dog training markets. Now that's the box. We exist in that zone. Our competitors will come in and go. How do we actually dominate that market? That's the big idea behind it. So if we get a new client, we just change the blueprint settings. Okay, new parameters, poof, and then in the XML at the back, it spits it all out. And in the schema that gets generated, it spits it all out for you.
We'll get into that.
Those guys' settings.
So, 2 quick things here. Gainer says, so when starting out, don't put specific business name data in all the requested fields when building a new blueprint, right?
Yeah, I just put my name and what the market is in the country, and then I start there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ferdinand said, just to comment on the training, it is thorough, detailed, and extremely eye-opening. So there you go.
Oh yes, guys. If you get stuck, just ping me on Skype. I'll work every day. I'm not like one of these.
No,
Well,
he's like we are, guys. He's there all the time.
It's we've been around since 2011. Even though we've not made a big noise, we've been pretty much underground for the last 2 years as we've rebuilt the platform. But there is support.
Yeah, this is surfing. You know? All right, so let's move on. We got a couple more things to go through, especially the content. You know, how it's built out, how you're utilizing it. So, you know, let's move on to that next section for you.
So we came in, guys. We did a blueprint. We added our domain. We weren't sure what's going on. We then moved to keyword research. We drilled keyword research. This is where we are now. We thought, oh, interesting. We found a competitor. We hopped back up into the top module. Let's quickly look what he's got. So we went to see SEMrush. We ripped their pants down. We checked that these guys have got super high domain authority. They're great. That's why I like their stuff. They're thorough. I love their stuff. So I go back to my project again. We know exactly what's their top pages. That's where I spend my time, is just looking at what the guys doing, because in your mind, you start becoming so familiar with the words they use, the colors they use, the way they express things, the pictures, and all those kind of things. It becomes very, very easy for you to build your website out there. So then we can move down. Okay, cool. We decide, let's do our first silo. We chose our funnel. We mapped it out quickly. And now the fun parts. So go back to my silo again. Let's start on keyword research. So this is where guys typically they get a spreadsheet, they map it out, they go build their website. We take things one step further, or actually a few steps further. Now that we're dealing with on page, this is where the marketing becomes real. We've mapped out the hierarchy. We've done all our internal URL architecture and all our targets in the silo design. What we're doing on the content architecture, we're thinking of on page, and there's a few things we want to do. We need headlines. We need to know what metadata is. We need to know what the entities are, what are the topics and all those kind of things. We need to know all that kind of stuff. So what we've done for you guys is we've given you the ability to analyze the results. This takes about, say, 10 minutes. But when you click on this function over here, now where we are is in step 7, content architecture. We're on silos. You only have to run this once. Okay, it creates a cache for 60 days. And then what it does is it'll go and actually do broad match, wildcard, phrase match, in title, all in title, in text, all in your. This is where we're analyzing content. So we must choose how we want it. I typically use phrase match, in title, or all in title. They tend to have the best types of copy because it's the closest to the keyword that we're after. So if we talk about keyword research, I don't want to just do broad match, which is keyword or research, because then the headlines and everything else is going to get skewed. Give me a 1 if that makes sense.
Yep. Got some ones coming in, so you're good.
So we're going to just run this on phrase match. This is where you, for the guys who don't know what phrase match is, it gives you the thing saying it's submitting the job. This is going to do the entire blueprint. So if I had 60 pages mapped out, 60 keywords in the site architecture mapped out, or 100, this would actually go and analyze the top 100 results and then bring the information back and extract everything out that's important. And it'll populate all this information down here for us. So for the guys who don't know what phrase match is, it's basically when you got the keyword in quotes, like that. I spelled it wrong. In title would be like this. So you can see that that's giving us all great keyword type of headlines. And we say all in title. It must have keyword in there. You can see there's 81,000 pages in the US or in South Africa that got that term. Okay. So what's going to happen is it's going to go look at this whole page. It's going to fetch all that information for us. Does it make sense, guys? What's happening over there?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to click refresh here. Probably got results coming back already. Not yet. Oh, there we go. There's a lot of questions. So everything we've mined in DMT, when we drilled into keyword research, they came back with the questions. When we looked at competitors, they came back with all their questions. We looked at our keyword research. These are all the questions. So if I go up here to our filter, let's just take it up to max. There's the top questions that are being asked. So what do you think you're going to do with Backlink Factory, Pat?
I don't know. I might have to get some pills that keep me awake or let me go to sleep because I won't be going to sleep after this.
Okay, so I was going to drop that. So it's
But I think we can figure out what to do with all of these, especially using Backlink Factory and everything else, right?
Yeah.
And how you tied it into DMT, which is the beautiful part. If you have BLF, it's already in here. If you don't have
Yeah.
it and you buy it, it's going to already be in here. So all the data that he's getting and extracting here can be automatically put into the BFF tools. It's just brilliant.
So he has all the intent-based keywords from the competitors and our keyword research. How to do keyword research. Choose 4. Keyword research 4. So you see the intent. They're using 4 a lot in their language.
Mm-hmm.
How to do. Okay. Let's see if this is done. Now, these filters here, they automatically change based on the keywords we've done in keyword research. And what it's saying is, on average, there's 1,533 searches in that, amongst all the keywords. For the H2 min, we just got a number of 383 because we just dumb it down. We scale it down because we're looking for a range. And we said average, the cost per click is $2. That's what the guys are spinning. So what we do is when we run the DNA Braid content generator over here, excuse me, hiccups here. This gives all the keywords that have more than 1,500 searches a month will become H1 potentials that contain the term keyword research. All the keywords between these two will become H2s if they got a cost per click greater than that. So if you don't get any results back, you can just lower the bar and click it again. It doesn't cost you any credits or anything like that. Okay, let's just go look down into the other ones, maybe some more that are finished. So I'm gonna click on answer the public and see what comes back. Nothing yet.
I mean, I go out to answer the public and scrape them, and I still don't know which ones are going to be valid or not because you get so many.
Yeah, no.
Right, so you don't even need to go there anymore. It's all built in.
Let's run that command again. But that's basically what's going to do. So just to show you guys, so we don't waste time, let's jump to Blueprint quick. I'll go to the online dog training. So we can jump into the AR tool so long while that's waiting. I'm going back to content architecture, to the silos. So basically what happens is when that process is run and it's finished doing the analysis, you can see what people are asking. There's a paid ad, there's organics, there's a series of questions, then there's a series of videos. So when you're going for this keyword, now you know what is ranking, what's working. You can see it over here. You can see all the related questions and keywords that the guys are typing in and searching for. You can see the questions that people are asking, the prices. There's the ad. Here's your top 100 headlines. There's their videos. The next thing you do is once you've done the analysis, you then want to make sure that all these things are done. You can then run the topic template, generate topic templates. What that's going to do is it'll go fetch and scrape all the metadata and the internal links from the top competitors and put them there so you can see those ideas. And then we run the DNA Braid. So I'm going to do that quickly, but you'll see this is how it all gets filled out. And we've got all these great things right at our fingertips. And then there's the DNA Braid. Here's all our top keywords. Out of all the keywords we've drilled into, there's all the top ones, comma separated, ready for us. There's our spin tags, where we can tumble things. There's all our hashtags. What I typically do is I like to take and copy and I put in there and I tweak it and I save custom ones. Because every time we change the settings over here, what it does is it'll generate a new range of keywords, starting with the top 10. We always get the top 10 with the most searches and the highest cost per click. So you can see here, online dog trainers is the best. So that's basically what's happening in the background. Okay, let's go back to, I want to run those other functions quick. So I open a project and now I can jump right all the way down to our content, our silos. I'm going to select my keyword. There must be a queue of things running, so we'll just wait a bit. But typically you run that, or you can run that. But what we'll do is we'll go straight to AI now. So I clicked on the semantic topic editor, and I click on keyword research. And what you'll see is a form with large generation, the content block. There's nothing yet. We have our silo landing page. Once the meta draws are finished, you'll start seeing all the meta headlines popping up over here, which you can copy. You'll see the internal links coming in. And then we've got the semantic content generator, and this is where our AI tool works. Okay, so we're drilling into keyword research. There's our topic there, keyword research. Here's the frameworks. The basic writing framework is brilliant. I use it a lot. But for the guys who want to do specific type of outputs, we've got the Forest, the Aspen Saw, AIDA, ACCA, BAB, FAB. That's feature, advanced, benefits. So depending on what type of content block that you want, you can say 3 reasons why, and it'll basically give you 3 reasons why you should do keyword research. So this is where it becomes really fun. You don't need to have any of these functions run to work with the semantic generator. Okay, the AI does it for itself. However, once we've got those little bits of information at our fingertips, we can copy and paste them and add them as our topic and entries over here. So I'm going to do this as a virgin one, just so you can see with no influence how it writes. And we're on keyword research. I'll select that. I come down, and early on we spoke about stacking the content blocks. When you think about writing an article, especially if you want to smash the zero-click zone, you need to create lists, bullet points, tables of information, things that are useful, a series of statements that help people get to an end result. So if you look at the way our AI works, we could choose a basic format or any type of style. And I leave it on basic for now. What I'm going to do is go through a process of creating a few content blocks. So we're talking about keyword research. So if you think back on our slide deck, let's just go all the way to the top here. What we want to do is we want to start talking to people that need to do certain types of things. And we're going to run through these things in our process. Okay, so if you think about attention, interest, desire, action, what is the first thing that we need to do? So a little trick I've been teaching the guys is just follow your meta title, generate your meta title first, then generate your meta description, then generate your headlines, then generate your blog introduction, then focus in on the pains, the benefits, the steps to follow, then focus on the exit with the call to action, then create your synopsis. When you do this, this will give you the building blocks for a great article. And when you look at the amounts of words that are created, by the time you finish this, you're sitting at about 1,200, 1,500 words. Now, the topics I recommend using no more than 5 keywords, 5 to 6 at the most. The more keywords you use, the more it limits the thing. Use your broad topics. Like why would a person do keyword research? What are the things that they want to do? Let's check some ideas in here, and then you'll see how cool this is. When we just get like I want people to give me give me 3 keywords that you believe are part of the topic cluster of keyword research. What would be the top 3 things that you think are important, especially if we're talking about service-based? Now, remember, we're on the silo level of the website. This is a silo. The conversation is keyword research, and we're going to be selling this as a service. So what would you guys say are 3 keywords that you consider being important? I'm just going to read through some of the questions while you guys check in some notes there.
Some keywords in there, guys. Let's go. For what he's trying to do here.
So we just type those different things.
Keyword density.
There we go. It's a great one.
And what else? What else we got? Best way to do keyword research. Keyword competitiveness. Keyword intent. LSI.
Guys are cooking.
What else? What? Come on, let's go with some more. What you got? Entities.
There we go.
How about relevance? Knowledge graph. Here's AdWord cost per keywords. Okay.
Okay, well, let's start with that now. We'll add some more just now.
All right, thanks, guys. Those are good ones.
Yeah, there's a nice little subset of topics. So what's cool about this is I'm going to open up a little scratch pad here. I'll come back to
While you're
this.
doing that, one real quick question is how many languages can you work in?
I think the AIs are mainly English. You have to do English and then translate. So the translation tool that you got in Backlink Factory, that's what I've been doing over there. I've not tested. I actually did ask Hendrik to test, but I don't think we've even got to that yet.
Okay.
Okay, so what am I going to do now, guys? I've got my stuff. I need a little bit of a headline. The way this works is simple. You can either use basic framework or a style. If you use a framework style, the AI will not give you the perfectly written thing. It'll say like attention and a blurb, interest, a blurb, desire, but it does it differently all the time. It always changes it up. So you'll never get like the same type of output out, but it'll always be a good version of that. So when we stack our content like Lego blocks, starting with the titles and working our way down, meta through to the content, you'll see how quickly we can actually just block this whole thing out. So I'm going to leave keyword as the target, basic writing format, and we'll start off with our meta headlines, which is here somewhere. There we are, meta titles. I have to say that my audience we're speaking to are SEO pros or digital marketers. The brand, I'm going to take that out for now, and I'm going to leave the description out for now. We don't need that. And there I've got my website, and over here is our keyword set. So let's press submit. And what's going to happen is it's going to go off and write us a blurb. Poof.
This is the magic, eh?
Can you guys read that? I must make it a bit bigger.
Yeah, we can read it. I can anyway.
So how to optimize your website?
Your keyword research for greater success. Yeah, we can read.
Okay, so I'm going to come back again. I'm going to go down to my list of meta descriptions. Tones professional. On the tone, guys, you can go as many as you want. I deleted like 70 odd negative tones out of this whole list, so they're all fairly positive tones. We'll take that out there. And we'll just stick in our keywords again. Okay, so you can see how simple it is. Now we're doing our headlines, we're doing our descriptions.
So Matt, is now the time everybody needs to put their depends on?
Sorry, guys, I forgot to say. So, what was it? I was wondering what was it going. This is going to get updated much more. We've got more stuff in development. Well, Patrick knows us. We're always updating and building new things. So there's the next block. So now you've got 5 choices for headlines. Learn the ins and out of keyword research from pros at placeholderwebsite.com. Discover the best way to do keyword research for digital marketing campaign. Do you know how to do keyword research? No problem. Placeholder website has everything you need to get going. So those are pretty cool call to actions. If you think about your meta description, the meta title, the meta description, the more they optimize for people to click on, the higher your traffic rate is that comes to your site, and the cheaper it is for you to actually generate conversions. Okay, so I've done descriptions. Now I'm going to do some headlines. So I'm going to come down here and say, give me a list of headlines, basic format, professional. This one, I'm going to talk to the SEO pros. I'm going to take the brand out for now. Stick our keywords in there.
This is
And-
all being done by your AI, right?
Yeah.
So I want everybody to realize that this is proprietary AI that you can only find here in DMT.
So there's a
Not
headline.
Phrase or one of those other, AI writers out there. This is what Matt spent months and months and months and months developing for himself.
So guys, we've gone all the way through to the title, the description. Now we're on the headlines. We've added that. Now we can come and board out our content block. So essentially what we're going to do is this. I just want to open up a little schema so you can get the big picture. Let's see what's going on here first. Sound was that one there. Yeah. So if you look at what we did, we've added 2 to 3 keywords. We didn't use local modifiers when we did our keyword research. We didn't do long tail drills. We added our silos, our categories. We never added posts. We did on-page SERP analysis, and now we're in content development. So we did a list of metas, a list of descriptions. We've done a list of headlines. Now we can choose to use AIDA if we wanted to. You can, or you can just keep it as the stand. And when I'm working the blog outline, this is where I start building another series of blocks. So let's just number this so you guys can actually see that even nicer. Insert numbering. So we're doing basically 6 little drills now. Okay. You're welcome to take a snapshot of that if you guys want. Okay. So I come down to my introduction, blog introduction, professional, talk to SEO pros. I'm going to take that little tagline of my website, stick it in there. Put the brand in there. I'll copy our keywords. Everything's done. Okay, so I'll give it a bit more space to work. Our intro, and let's see what it does.
Get ready.
Are you looking for the best way to do keyword research? Yes, come to the right place. The Digital Marketers Toolbox, your platform will help you with all this. With that tools, you can easily do keyword research, analyze the keywords. Come on, guys, this is so good. So I'm just going to save that. Just so I can see it here. So the next thing we're going to do here is the outline, keyword research. And all I do is I just keep it plain again. I don't want any branding in there. You can talk to website developers. And I'm going to put the topics in.
I can see one thing you could do is you could just make a template and use the template over here if you're going to do that so that you don't have to repeat the same process every time.
We've actually working on another little cool update. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it's going to do, but you're going to select a few things and then press go, and it's going to go and spit it out. So there is more because I use it. I always want to have a little bit more extra done, so I have to click so many times.
Okay. Article synopsis. That's gone.
Okay, so there we go. So there we got the top big idea here now. I'm just gonna put I like to type in here like that. I paste that. So we've done just remember to save your stuff if you put in the form. So we've done the intro, we've done the outline. Now I'm going to do, I like to always start off with the list of benefits. So if you think about attention, interest, desire, you're going to have here the headline. This is going to be attention. I'll just do it this way around. So what's headline's going to catch the guys? This is where we're dealing with interest.
Yes, David, you can. We'll have a replay later. It's being recorded.
Okay, I've just quickly put some tags down so you guys can see I'm stacking the thought process. Put your call to action, exit call to action. Okay, so I'm gonna save that. So we're gonna get a list of pains first. Let's really poke at the pains. So what are the pains with keyword research? What do you guys think the biggest pains are?
Are you looking for them to reply to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what are the pains for keyword research? Is that your question?
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody's got to answer. This is interactive. Too much data. Not enough clarity. Time. Finding LSI. Accuracy. Smiley face. That should be enough.
Finding it.
How about filtering in time? There you go. Hi, Tony.
Finding LSR. Okay, so I'm take a keyword list.
Accuracy was after LSI.
I've got them typed down, yeah.
Okay, and then filtering and time.
So there's our keywords we had before. I was going to grab those panes there.
And I think Carrie's got a good one too. Dealing with multiple tools. Yeah, that's on our side.
Let's see what it does. Now we got enough days. What 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I'm going to add in. Keyword competitive entities and contextual relevance, and grab those 3 as well. That'll give us a nice little blurb. When we're doing this, we're focusing on the important keywords. It's all done. A list of panes. Let's give some space to think and work, and let that go.
So when you say think and work, when you say large, are you literally giving it more space in the system to bring back more data? Is what you're saying?
Yes, just to write a bit more. It's only got certain capacities. It can't post back too much. It doesn't let it. Okay. But there's our panes. Let's have a look at these panes. And while I'll say this here, you guys can read through that.
Pop them in the chat real quick so everybody can see them in the chat and have a copy of them later.
So see, we tagged it with the topics.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem pane, too much data. Too much data can be overwhelming and makes it difficult to find the most relevant keywords that it needs. Filtering time.
Matt, it's no fair. You just have way too much fun doing this.
I love it. It's absolutely, it's just awesome, man. Finding LSI. LSI, so can you see how we're just creating really great words that are so relevant to the industry with like no effort. And all we've got to do is do the transitions between each of these things.
Oh, here's what, this is really great. This says you got a man in the background writing there for sure.
Yeah, he writes really fast.
David, what brought all this content back? As what we said before, this is the AI writer that Matt and their team has developed specifically for DMT, not for the public, but just internal. Is that right, Matt?
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm going to take best way to do keyword research. Put that in there, and I'm going to go and grab these ones here. Because I'm going to say for a list of benefits, and let's see what it comes out with. Okay, so we'll take the brand out. We're going to say we're talking to digital marketers. List of benefits. Give it a little medium block. Let the one go.
You guys realize that one of the benefits of being here is that at the end, when he's finished with this, you guys are going to get this complete blueprint. Right? You are aware of that, right?
Yeah, we're going to send you guys an email with a zip file with all the keywords and everything. I was going to compile it all together, but I'm going to show you how to get there. So if I take the benefits now, it's going to Control B that, stick that in there, Control V. There, it's just give me a list of the benefits. of what to do.
Just read a
Now
couple
this,
of them, just to
save that quick.
read a couple of them so everybody can see how great the quality is.
Keyword research is the best way to identify the right keywords for a website or blog. By doing keyword research, you can target an audience more especially and improve your chances to rank higher in the search engine pages of SERPs. Keyword research can help you understand the competition for certain keywords and how difficult it will be to rank for them. LSI keywords are the type of related keywords that can help you improve your website's relevance to a given topic. Keyword competitiveness is a measure of how difficult it is to rank for the given keywords in the SERP. Identify the entities, and so it goes on. It's like really good.
So on a scale of 1 to 100, guys, and you've been working around this for a long time, you know, how would you rank the content that's coming back specifically for the target that we're listing here, right? Give me a 1 to a 100. I want to see everybody answer this. Got 50, 60 people in here. I want 60 answers. 1 to 100. What do you got? 99.999, 300. Keep going. 100, 100 stellar, 99, 97. Uh-oh. You're in trouble. You got a 97, Matt.
No, we're gonna have to beat that. So here's another little hack. This will beat this as well.
Okay. On 100, no. Great compared to what I've seen out there already. 99, you have a little bit of improvement to do yet. So okay, guys.
So what I'm gonna do here, guys, is I'm gonna take a nice little keyword. We focus on keyword research, right, all the way through. We can also go and do that. Say best way to do keyword research, which was one of the keywords we chose. We can say, give us a list of actions to take to succeed. Let's say big cited. Talking to SEO pros. Actually, let's just make that digital marketers. And I'll take the brand out. And I'll put my topic back in there. And we'll just give it 3 to play with. Okay, let's check that quickly. So this is a list of actions. Now it's going to tell us how to do it. I'll probably bring up Google Plan and all kinds of stuff. We'll see. I'm just guessing. Sometimes you get these white spaces. I think that's when the AI is trying to think and it's like probably pressing the space button. Get that one down there.
I don't know about that.
So over here you got do your keyword research. There we go. Find out what keywords are related to your thing. Use competitive keywords like Google AdWords, blah, 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 blah. Choose phrases, make sure, use LSI, monitor keyword rankings, use social media platforms like blah, blah, blah to promote your content, make sure. And then obviously when you come into your call to action and the synopsis, and then we are done. So I'm just gonna save this. And there's a reason why I'm just knocking these out in a specific order. So into the exits, digital marketing agencies, the brand's going to be, let's just grab my little blurb here. And we're just checking all those keywords. So there's all the keywords you used. And we'll just fire this one off. Make this one friendly. Sales. Okay, and I'll shoot this log off. So there's our call to action. I'll save that in the synopsis. And that's the last one. That's me basically done with the article. The synopsis is with rank math can be used as what gets pushed through the social feeds.
I mean, a lot of this is that once you've done the work, you just copy, cut and paste of what you already have done the work for and put it in here and the AI finishes it out for you.
Yeah.
Right.
And when you get more familiar with it, it becomes real fun because you find that with the topics, you start thinking about, okay, I'm looking at the meta headlines. We haven't run that function yet. I did it in the video so you guys can see the output, but we could go and grab like their top H2 tags and we can actually put them in either as keywords or as targets. You can write a little blurb for each of those H2 headlines we've grabbed off other guys' websites. So let's stick that in there. Save.
Yeah,
and if you look at that,
so everybody has that for their blueprint anyway, right?
Yeah, you'll check it on the exports. So when I click on the content block library, there we've essentially created our meta titles, our descriptions. We can see the tone and who it's for. There's the introduction. So I grab this whole thing and we chuck it into Grammarly. We'll do a little plagiarism check and see what's what here.
There you go. While you're waiting, the one question is, does the AI use credits? Do we have enough credits to do all this, or are we going to have a $500 bill every day?
No, it's included in your bundle. No, we've been very smart with that. We're not with the bundle that you got. It's part of the pricing.
Very cool.
Okay, so let's quickly go to create a new doc here. Paste this in. And let's get rid of the stuff that's just leave it hide for a minute. Just so it makes it a bit more easy to read.
Right. Are you constantly training the AI? I mean, how does that work out?
The model does the training.
So it's self-training?
Yeah, as it's going along, it uses the I don't know how it works. I'm gonna speak to my lead developer. So this stuff is a bit complicated.
Okay.
But based on the parameters we've been feeding it over time, it's sort of learning, because we did a lot of testing with it. And when it was crap, we would inside, we got a thing where we give it a yes or no. We tell it it's good or bad.
Okay.
So I was gonna get all that out the way.
So here's a quick question while you're doing that. Could this be used advantageously to set up a lot of small websites, highly targeted of 5 pages rather than a large site for picking off low competition, medium traffic keywords?
Yeah. The nice thing about silo architecture, if you think about it, you got the index of the website, which is the root. Then you have the silo. So if you map out, say 5, 10, 15, 20 silos, in theory, you got 5, 10 or 15, 20 niche websites, because each silo can become the index of a site, and then the categories become the silos, and then the posts can then become, so you can actually spawn out, if that makes sense. Do you want me to say that again?
Yep, please.
Okay. Maybe I should just draw it out, it'll be easier. Let me think for a minute. Well, let's finish this exercise. Here's a plagiarism check. I'm just going to run this quickly. This is in Grammarly. While that's running, if we go back to DMT, and I go to my blueprints, and my Zoom's gone weird. Let's go look at the stock training one, yeah. Yeah, that's a better example. Because only one silo. Surfing market, that's one. There's a website. We go to this one, yeah. This is what I mean. See, there's the domain.com. This is your index. This is the root of the website. There's the silos. So if I let's go look at the silos. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 silos in this website. Okay. However, I can create a second site and I just focus on surfboards. So even though with DMT we can export out the whole thing, when we're in WordPress, we just got delete those topics, and then that's there becomes one website. So the silo can become the index of the website. So if I move down, in essence, all we're going to be doing is the website's homepage will be about fishes. The silos will become retro fishes, fish tails, and then the categories will be the different types of fish tails. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So just like we've got leashes or surfboards, we've got beginner surfboards, shortboards, types of surfboards. Those then would become actual silos on a breakaway website, as we call them. So that's how we do the niches. We don't recreate the blueprint. We're just constantly refining it and doing all that kind of work. But then depending on what we want to deploy, we export the XML out, like I showed you in that video. We import it in and we just delete everything that we've done once. And if we lifted those there, we can add to it, tweak it, make it your own. Does it make sense? Does that answer that question?
I think so, but I'm sure the person will reply back and say the same thing, so.
Okay, so I'm just gonna go check.
It's all part of the
Okay.
training that you have anyway, so a lot of these questions that we answer, all part of the training and, being able to, contact you with things that some people might need to have on occasion, right? Just like with
Yeah.
our Skype groups. We have a big Skype group, so.
Yeah, and guys can always ping me privately if they get stuck. It's not a problem. So see how we got brand name and stuff over here, like Digital Marketers Toolbox. What I like to tell the guys, this is the other little trick I do with the guys, is I like to use brand names and short codes. So when I work in DMT, I start embedding my short codes into this what we call a content template at Digital Marketers Toolbox. So we go through their brand name. Wherever I've got my stuff, I just sit here and I go move my way through this. And I could put wherever I want to put certain things. And go save. So when you export this out, let's quickly do the headline here. Content block library. I was going to grab random ones here at the minute. Get a quick description. So now obviously we can still make this our own and tweak it, but that's how fast we created the article. Now all these things are where we do our transitions. And obviously when we're writing the content, we're gonna always bring it forward, okay, cool, this is why the tool's great. But we have these blocks that are there, that's done 80% of the work. All we got to do now is make it our own, and this is where this part becomes important, okay? Inject your unique selling position, use localizations, use slang, local words, local way people speak, use industry language, use short codes. You do that, it improves your SEO and your conversions because it passes the AR filters. AR is looking for AR, if you think about it that way. And then that's it basically there. So that's how we do the content with the content architecture, guys. There's two parts to this. When we run the topic templates over here, it will pre-populate all that over there. When we generate the DNA braid, this then runs through all our research stuff and it brings the best keywords forward that are related. If you want to see everything that you've done, you can click on number 4, and this opens up a blueprint showing you, well, this is a rough draft where you can fill things in. But there's our article, the keywords, the sprint text when we run them all. Okay, so I've done that all in the other ones. So what I typically do is once that article's in place, you now come to keyword research, and then you can use all the stuff that we've found online. What are people asking? Do I have it answered here? What do they want? What's the intent? What's the top keywords? Do I have these keywords in here? Because every single keyword, like how to do keyword research, that's 1,300 searches. Free keyword tool, 110. Keyword research for SEOs, 320 searches a month. So it gives us all the SEO stuff. Plus, we can get to see all our headlines, and we can really refine this and optimize this. Then tokenization, that's what I do with my shortcodes. I just go through it and I start filling in my shortcodes, and that's what we call a content template. Okay, so now that that's done, we go to step 8, which is the export manager. And this gives us a super rich dashboard of CSV exports that we can utilize for our clients, for backlink tools. I'm going to show you everything that's over here. Okay, so we've got exports from enterprise, intent keywords. This is the special export we made for Patrick for the backlink stacking. We've got the top ranked URL backlinks, so where all the top backlinks are. The funnel report, these are top 100 backlinks. If there's paid keywords, you get them over there. Or your organic competitors, if you're doing audiences, everything's here. So to build a website, just click. This XML carries everything across. So if I click on that, there's our article inside the XML. That's what we import into DMT. So in that video we sent you guys up front, you can see me actually do it over there. If you want to plan your content for a year, you can click on the content planner. What's super cool about this, I don't know if you guys are using import-export tools, but if we open this one up, there's a silo. We can determine what it is. If there were categories that we had done, the project promotion, the persona profile, the tripwire, the funnel, the quarters, the budget, you can plan out whatever you want. But what's nice is it gives you the keyword you want to rank. It does the slug for you. It gives you the meta title that you put in. It gives you the meta description. Now just think if you put all your short code and your spin tags and all those things inside there, the importance of it, all those articles get exported out. And this is what you can hand over to your customer. So there's your summary. And if you had saved any schema, you'll see it over there. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to jump through those. There's the monthly planner, same thing. And I'm going to go down to our backlink stack report now. So this one, yeah, you click on this one. You open it up. And there's our blueprint. Notice what the campaign brand, niche, parent folder, child folder. There's our primary keyword. There's our merge keyword. There's the secondary keywords. There's the search volume. You get your file description, parent folder, child folder, the target buffer URL. This is the one that you can be pointing to. When we got WR1, that's basically your money site that you see over there. When's it due? So this is essentially your planner for your campaign. So what I like to do is I like to set my filters. I go to my data, view, freeze the top row. It's going to make this nice and seeable. And inside here, I just like to insert a column. And I was going to say, give me all the keywords that have a planner. Now, from my research, we sort of got these single word phrases that are found. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of those. I'll just go through this and I just start filling in my categories. That's weird to find that. Okay, I know what to do. Sorry guys, text filter contains planner.
So you and Brian have a lot of fun together, don't you?
So there we got all the planner stuff. So I'm just gonna maybe copy this. And all I'm doing is I'm creating my keyword clusters. Does this make sense, guys?
Nerding out with spreadsheets. That's right, Brian. We're gonna have to special class just on this now.
So I've deselected the planner now. So that group's out of my way. So the thing is, we got, let's look at research next. By using the single word phrases, what this allows us to do is to be able to send the right grouping of keywords when we run our campaigns. So research is a topic that's very big here. That's most of the keywords. What's cool about this file is it's got all our competitors' keywords. It's got all the questions. It's got basically let's turn everything on. Planners, research, keywords, tool. So there's tool, SEO. And so we can go forth, right? And we can work our way through all this list. And then as you're doing this, we can start saying, okay, what's the campaign? How are we going to run it? Where are we going to run it? Does that make sense, guys, what I'm doing with this? So then what happens is with backlink tool, to create the silos, if we look at us thing here. In order to get the domain name over here, you need to, in your Drive, give it that name. So when you log in, you got that. Then you can drop all the silos in the root. Okay, so we're just going to play around and I'll show you what I do here with the setup. So there's one. I've got no niche yet. This is research niche. And this is going to be keyword research. I'm going to select the primary and the folder over here. I'm going to select that. We're going to say keyword research is our keyword name. And I'll put that in over there. In our secondary keywords, we're going to filter quickly from our export. I think it's this one. No, this one. Yeah. There's all our keywords. So we could say with the runs. I'll take the top 25. Let's say top 100 for now. I'm going to copy those keywords. Stick it in there. Now the URL. There's my place. I want to set to if that was the target of our high domain authority. I'm just gonna put in there for now. We're gonna get 100 backlinks. So guys, if you're working with local, you can add your local modifiers in and tumble them. But what I'd like to do is I like to mirror what I've built out in DMT. So when I do the stacking, I'm going to be mirroring what we've mapped out over here in website architecture. So we're going to build the keyword research first. This is what we're going to do. So I'll come in here, do that. Then I run this. Be aware of how many keywords you're going to be pushing backlinks to. If you're in a local market, hit it like with 10 or 25 links. Don't hit it with 100. I'm just doing this for purpose sakes. Rule number 2, don't use other people's brand names. Clean your lists up. You can get into trouble for putting other people's brands into your keyword list. I'm just putting that out there. I know in America, people get sued for nothing. The third thing is just take it easy. Let your website go live and just hit it over weeks, like slowly, just bang, 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 bang. But let's just quickly build this out. So we're going to run this thing here. Let's say upload. So there's my drive. There's my silo. And there's the files inside there. Okay, so there's keyword research. There's keyword research. Is it finished? Yeah. Ah. I should not fold it in there. Okay, that's why. Sorry, guys, I made a mistake there. We'll just delete that one there. Okay, so there's our silo keyword. Let me just do a second. I made a cock up there. Here we go. Silo there and there, there. Keep that blank when you start. Let's just do this again. So that goes up. Oh no, this is trash. I'm saying they're trash. No, okay. Sorry, guys. Let's get this right. My drive. Delete that. This one, the primary stack for now. I don't want that there. And I want that there, that there, yes, there. So that's the settings there. We do a primary first. We're going to upload that. The tool that we're using is Backlink Factory, guys. This is Patrick's tool. This is where we do building our stacks. Okay, so under keyword research, the next thing we're going to go build out is the set onto the public. So I'm going to copy that. That's my category. And I come back to Backlink Factory. Keyword sheet, folder stack. I'm going to put that in over there onto the public. Onto the public. And then we can go and build that other one out. So what happens is when we start stacking these things out following this process, we can start nesting all these keywords and categories. And these are all got the backlinks. Once it's built and it's done, and you've run and got the basic structure out, then what you want to do is you want to come back in and start pumping out those spreadsheets, and you can add other custom things to it. So you can essentially come in and add a bit more other information. There's advanced things that Brian teaches in his courses that the guys are doing. You add your name, your NAP, name, address, phone number, and your brand logos. You can put localization, points of interest, all these type of things can get added to these spreadsheets to make them more unique. So this is how we can very, very quickly get a website silo up, but then at the same time, extract all the keywords from this market. So if we look at all the keywords we have here, this is a wrong file. throw that one out for now. Turn that off for now. There's our stacks there. This keyword stack here has just short of 1,500 keywords for that one silo. So what's your thoughts would you like to say anything over here at this point in time, Patrick, with regards
Yeah,
to
there's a bunch of questions in there, but the one thing that I want everybody to realize, Matt, is that, you know, what type of backlinks are they? Where's this backlink coming from?
From high domain authority properties.
Google.
This is what it's
Coming directly from Google, right?
DA90 websites.
Yeah. All right. So I want everybody to realize that this tool has been built, you know, specifically, it started off 4 years ago when you know, we were in here building sheets and stuff for Ranking Factory, and Henrik and Brian and a bunch of other people were in here. And it's progressed to this particular element, which is very, very advanced. But the thing of it is you don't need a lot of backlinks.
No.
And they're all coming from Google directly, and you're targeting them in the silos in which, you know, Matt is sharing with you here. It's an atom bomb when you think about it, okay? Because if Google is ranking your site and you're using Google backlinks to rank your site, and Google sees that you have those, I mean, it's just kind of like mother loves her children, right? And I know that Henrik and Brian have done a lot of research and put these things together and work with Matt to be able to share this with you, but there's a lot of other things that we can do when we get to work with you and teach you if you don't have this program at this point. But the one nice thing, Matt, that I want to just share with everybody, see the load and save button at the top?
Yes.
Okay, so when you save your campaign, you can just reload the whole campaign back up and then make a couple modifications to maybe the keyword set or, you know, different information in the bottom 3 boxes, and boom, you have another campaign that you can launch in just like 5 minutes. So you don't have to go through all this with the excuse me, load and save button, right? Sorry.
Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great. I just want to show you the online dog one so you can see the finished data sets. Let's go and open it up. Just to use some content mapping ideas. So we're going to go to the silos. So if I scroll down, all the content blocks can be used inside the child folders and the parent folders. You can talk there, but you've got the sprint text as well. So you can also take these keywords out of DMT. And there's your sprint text with the most searched keywords, which you can take and put in key places over here. So that when this runs, it's tumbling all those important keywords in. The more you add in here with customizations and in the blurbs in the text areas, the better it is for you, because it's going to be totally unique from what everyone else is doing. So,
Matt?
Yes, Hendrik, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Could you go to the published URL tab?
Yes.
So when you run this campaign, then you should actually save those URLs, because they could form a part of a secondary run, which will be a tier 2 to your links. And yeah. I think we should clarify that the URL count, where it is said workspace google.com, that should be your Google site that you create as a buffer.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, guys, don't point this at your main money sites. You always want a super high domain authority, trusted authority site like Google or Amazon or those type of sites. Your social properties like Facebook or Instagram, the guys that can hammer it, use them as shields. YouTube links, your GMBs, and then from those high domain authority sites, you have a link to your money site and your other social properties. And then what it does. Because here's the thing, if you keep on adding links over here, guys, if we just do that, check how the link grows in this list. You got 700 backlinks. So very quickly,
actually, you got to multiply that times 3.
yeah, it's gonna become 2100. So there's already 600 backlinks just by having 2 URLs. So what's cool about silo theming, or silo mirroring as we call it, is it allows us to map out exactly what we're targeting. It allows us to get all the keywords from DMT that we bring back in that are highly relevant. Because that spreadsheet that we have, there's got questions, it's got everything. If we come in a filter with, let's put our filters on. And we just use how. Check the questions that we have. So we have, yeah.
And they all have they all show some little bit of a traffic too. So
We got from 3,600 searches to
30.
there's 170 long tail keywords.
Mm-hmm.
So what's nice about this, guys, if you think about this, we've had a lot of chit chat and I showed you guys a lot of things in these 2 hours. But in 2 hours, we've essentially got a silo mapped out. We've got content written. We've got all the keywords that are relevant to what this market's understanding. All we got to do is the 20%, slow down and group and categorize and think about how we're going to attack this market. If it's got very low competition, you need less backlinks. If it's very competitive, you need multiple campaigns running multiple sets at a certain date and time. So this is why when we developed the export, I spoke to Brian quite a bit about this, so that he can come in and just totally tweak this out to suit how he does his things in his business. And the column headers are tied and matched to the input fields
Right.
inside Backlink Factory.
Can I add another thing?
Sure.
A lot of the guys in Backlink Factory is focusing on GBPs or Google My Business.
Right.
So you can mirror those silos that Matt has created on your DMBs, but you'll have to silo the post in the DMBs to match that. And you can do that by using the DMB Maker Poster that will do that for you. And at the same time, when you have done those, you can extract those links and hammer those in the Backlinking Factory. So you get double bucks for your money.
So, hey, Henrik, in light of that, using the backlinks to go directly to the GPB, that's a Google property, right?
Yep.
So how restricted do we have to be having Google send to Google?
Well, in theory, we don't have to be restricted, but again, as Matt
Just be mindful of it is my point. Right?
No, what we have to do, we will just plaster it with backlinks. But if you build post in the DMB which mirrors what has been done on the website,
right,
then those posts in a silo there, they can be hammered with the keywords that is topical relevant to that silo. And that gives you a lot more juice. And you can then take those posts and, or you can go to the business website where the post also will appear, but they'll also be siloed in the business.site. So you actually get
by default.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you get 3 super targeted silos linking back to your money website. So you would actually push your website, you would push your DMB, and you get much more awareness in Google because you are more active and you're topical relevant.
And we do most all of that within the GMB poster anyway. There's a lot more than just that, but it makes it very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
So what's great about this, guys, is once the infrastructure is set up that you've mapped out, you've mirrored out the backlinks of your site, the structure and the key targets. You have all the subsets, and then you can always come back in and customize and edit and tweak and add. As things change in the backlinking world, these spreadsheets, you can come and tweak them, customize them. If it is a bit too heavy, go delete a few rows, lighten it up. You can customize it, which is awesome about this. But the thing is, we getting into the game really fast. Now, I'm not saying go make a silo and hammer it with backlinks straight away. Like let your site sit for a week or 2 weeks, sometimes even a month. Just let it chill. Let it get indexed, spidered, and then focus on pumping out your social properties and then get the backlinks hitting those things. And also on your social properties, put your silo keywords with links down to your silos so that people can see the categorization. So if you're in hair salons, you could do hair, wedding, makeup, accessories. If you are in dog training, it's trainers, courses, training, obedience school, what's the other one? Behavioral specialists. Those topics then come out and you put your little clusters of keywords in that, and then you hit the backlinks. And you'll check out your properties will pop. Like in a few weeks, your local properties are going to get much, much more traction. Plus, with the way we're building the content on the money sites, we're getting a lot more traction in the zero-click zones. You're getting all those bullet points. You're getting all the people, all those positions coming up there. So that's basically the process, guys. We can go through it very quickly and we can get really great keywords in a fraction of the time that we then can use inside Pat's tools. I love it. It's like, it's so much fun. You probably hear me laughing all the time. It just makes the job fun because everything's organized and our marketing on it, which I enjoy. You can really see what other guys are doing. You can tweak it and change it. So to celebrate this all and to introduce myself to all you guys, Patrick's been with me since we took over Network Empire and redeveloped the whole platform. He was in the beginning with us. And what we're going to do for you guys today is we're going to give you guys a coupon called Legacy Member. And what that's going to do for you guys is going to give you $480 off the annual bundle, which is $1270. And it's also going to give you 2 months credits free. So you could go make some mistakes. But like what I've shown you now, if you see that video that we sent out before, we just follow those basic steps, draw
I'll
the basic
resend that
things.
video out to everybody in another email. Because the one at the very beginning, we got only the top video. We didn't get the bottom one where we had the link to. So that was my mistake.
Cool. So we'll get that out. That shows you the whole process of idea through to blog, getting into a blog. And then obviously today you see now we've just quickly gone through the process. And for the guys who are interested in Backlink Factory, Patrick, for our community, the Network Empire guys, he's given us a 30% discount. Just use DMT lowercase. And you'll be able to get that discount on Backlink Factory as well. So guys, I know your time is very important. I don't want to waste too much more of your time. I hope that you really like what you saw. Do you have any questions? But
yeah, we have a couple, but you can go ahead and post the links in here if you want.
I'm just going to copy this.
It's not going to, yeah, we'll put a link. So what we want to do is thank everybody for coming. Matt, I want you to stick around for a couple minutes because we do have some more questions. Everybody's welcome to stay if they'd like, and you know, listen to some of the questions and some more of the answers that Matt's going to go through here. So remember what we built. You know, is if you're on this call, you're going to get a copy of that complete blueprint. So, you know, we really appreciate everybody being here, and those that are on, you're going to see the replay from us sending it out to people who registered. You know, they will get that as well for signing up early and being here. One of the questions from the fees is that, you know, Patrick, you know, my upgrade question was regarding to AI. You know, if we need to upgrade for that feature because he's already been subscribed for over a year. So
if he's subscribed, it's part of his bundle already. All the guys who have got DMT's accounts, you don't have to do anything if they're already active. You simply just go to content architecture, the semantic topic editor. And when you click on the link, keyword research, that's going to basically bring up the editor over here. The little cube takes you to the semantic web extractor where we're going to analyze the web and we bring back all the entities. And then what we do is for your silos and your categories, we create all your schema, which you can then take and modify You basically have to just tweak a few small things. And then once again, that gives you more targets that you can hit with Backlink Factory. But what we're doing in Network Empire is we're going to be starting off our Power 1 Hour sessions for season 4 now. And that's where every 2 weeks we jump on and we build stuff with folk online for that hour.
Okay. Brian, just give me a call on Skype and I'll talk to you about that as well. So one of the other things that we're going to be doing here with all the things that Matt has put together is there's a couple other products that we're working on, but if you have any last minute questions for Matt, please ask them now. And then I'm going to have Gary pop on here if he's still with us and go over a couple of new things that we're kind of working on and planning in the future here. So
well, I'm really excited what you guys showed me.
what's the link? What's the link? The link to what? He's putting it in the chat. Did you put it in the chat or are you just doing it on your computer?
It's in
No,
the
put it in
chat.
It's you'll see Digimark the Toolbox coupon, and just underneath it you'll see the link. That's Patrick's special link.
Yeah, but you gotta put it in the chat. Oh, there
Yeah,
it is.
did.
Okay. There it is. Okay.
There's a question about where we get the plugin. It's on the desktop. So you go to your dashboard and you click on plugins and templates, and then you can use the video Silab or the version 6.1. Just right click save. Okay. The video, if you watch the previous video, actually, you know what? If
Why don't you
come
just put
on
that link in here, Matt, real quick?
in where?
Just put the link to the previous video in here so that everybody can copy it. So they have it right now.
Let me get that one quickly.
That'd be
Just gonna
awesome.
give you 2 seconds to find that link quickly.
It's
I
only a
thought-
1 hour version of this presentation.
It's more detailed, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's I did this, I did this, I did this.
The video is in the top of the chat. I put it in there just when we started.
Yeah, but if people came in late, they may not have it, Henrik. They only get the chat when they move in, when they come in. They don't see the total above it usually.
Here you go.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat for you guys now.
You can save that, click on it. And listen, on the right-hand side, the 3 little dots on the bottom, right, next to the smiley face, if you click those 3 dots, you can hit save chat. And then you can save this entire chat to your download file, okay? Everybody got that? Bottom right-hand corner, smiley face, 3 dots, click it, save chat. Yes, Felix, there will be a replay.
Yeah, I would reckon, guys, watch the walkthrough. Essentially, the way I built that video was I just sat down and did the job. I didn't talk, and then I came back after the fact and I did a voiceover of what I was doing when, and I explained that with notes. And the guys at Network Empire, they enjoyed that video a lot. It helped a lot of them. If you come to the homepage as well, you scroll down, you'll see the same videos. There's a walkthrough where I go through each stage. So dashboard projects, that's all over there as well. There's another walkthrough. And that's basically the steps that we've done today over here. Okay. So guys, yeah, special promo for Patrick. He's been with me from the beginning when I started off and rebuilt our platform and been a great support. I'm really excited also about what you guys have got coming up here, Pat.
Yeah, we're if anybody wants to hang out, there's 3 things we want to talk about. You had mentioned today POI, points of
Yes.
interest. So, you know, we do have a POI product that we all use, and you've used it, and it does make a difference in creating that proximity that's helped out. Gary's working on something that's going to be pretty interesting. We're going to call it Calendar Cache, and it follows the concepts of how to use calendars for SEO. And you know, we're gonna start a group about that pretty soon. And then we also want to make sure that, yeah, those are the basic two things. We have other things that we're working on. If you don't have Backlink Factory, you got the coupon from Matt. And so we're just talk a little bit afterwards. And Matt, I know it's busy. It's late for you. It's getting to be probably what, 9 o'clock, 9:30 for you over there.
Yeah, 9:30.
All right. So if anybody else is in need of questions, ask them now for Matt. Otherwise, we'll let Matt roll, and Gary can pop on here and talk a little bit about the new calendar course and we're working on. And there's a link. I'll put in the link in here to a free Facebook group that you can join and just play around with this with us. It's pretty interesting.
I'll just put all those links down as well, which you put on gave me earlier, Pat.
Okay. You just put them in? Oh,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. Yeah, okay. There you go.
That's all the stuff that you're talking to us about.
Then I don't have to do it.
So it's
All
done and
right,
dusted.
so let's let Matt go, but how about everybody in the chat from a 1 to 200? How did you enjoy what we just spent 2.5 hours listening and watching? And do you see how it can be implemented into your business? And yes, it is not, an easy button. 2, it does take a little bit of effort. Like Henrik said, 80% of your work is done. You just need to put the 20% in. And I can tell you without a doubt that Matt's Skype group is as good, if not better than our Skype group. He's in there all the time. He'll pop on and do a video. He'll pop on and do a meeting with you right away. So you can assure yourself that when you're working with Matt and DMT, and you got Henrik in there, and you got Cato in there, and a bunch of other people from Backlink Factory and Ranking Factory are in there with him. It's an amazing situation, and I think with what you've seen today and how you can utilize it, and all your brain knowledge that you've experienced over the years that you've put things together and what you're doing to make things work, add that to what you have here and what Matt has put together over the last 18 months. And I think you're going to make a significant difference in your business and how you're going to report to your clients, how you're going to get new clients. And this is a game changer for everybody. I really think it's a game changer with what he's done, how incorporating what we're doing with BLF and some of the other things that we're doing. So we appreciate everybody being here. A couple people have dropped off, but Matt, thank you.
Awesome, everybody. Thank you so much
appreciate
for your time. Patrick, Gary, thank you so much for your time. Hendrik, thanks. Brian, thanks for all the input. Yeah, guys, I'm loving working with DMT. Like I says, I use it for all the you-check projects all filling up in my my account, and it saves us so much time. We getting to marketing, which is a fun part. We're getting to blasting backlinks and watching things move, and we're not wasting time with 50 tools. We're just like getting the job done and then focusing. Okay, how do we make this thing really work so that the business succeeds? But guys, jump on Patrick's link there. Grab that discount. It's between that and there's nearly $1,000 of savings between the backlink tool and DMT today. It's definitely a great deal. And I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I wish you all success.
All right. Gary, you still there?
I
They're
am.
looking for a link there.
Yep.
Joe
They're
Okabar.
there. I think
Joe,
we're
look a
good.
little bit up.
What's that?
Joe says he was looking for a link. I'm not sure what link he was looking for.
All the links are right there.
Okay,
if
cool.
not, I'll get it for him later. There's no link, Joe, for what? Oh, there you go. I got it. Okay.
Awesome,
All right,
guys.
so-
Thank you so much.
You might want to hang out for a little bit too if you don't have anything.
Yeah,
to do.
sure.
Gary, why don't you go ahead and pop in here and talk to everybody a little bit about what we're
I'm
doing.
gonna share my screen so they can see what I'm doing.
Oh, that's scary. Scary stuff.
Oh, wait till you see my desktop.
All right. So
All right, everybody tell me when you can see my screen, okay?
we see Zoom.
Well, let's get away from Zoom for a second. And we're gonna head over to Facebook for a second. Let's get the right one. Put it over here. This is the brand new calendar cash room. As you can see, But folks, what we're going to do here today is we're going to show you some tricks, some quick tricks in calendars that you are unlikely that you've ever seen before. How many people have actually used the calendar for SEO purposes? Can you give us a one in the chat? Now realize I can't see your chat.
I'll tell you. Yeah, some people, yep, everybody that we know,
Okay, that helps us out.
yep.
So we've done a little bit of what I would call exploratory in the last couple of weeks with the calendar. Patrick and I have been using calendar for probably close to 5 years. But we've discovered some things this week in the last couple of weeks that are really unique. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this. Well, why are you not doing that? Let's go a different way. Okay. What I like to do with a calendar, everybody can see my 3 dots.
We're good. Go ahead.
I'm going to go into my settings and sharing real quick, and I'm going to show you a couple things you absolutely have to have. Number 1 is the embed code, so you can share it to other websites. And number 2 is the public URL. Might help if I get the whole thing, right? Anyways, it's already up there, so embed code is here. Public is here. So we're going to go back to our chat. Make sure you have your permissions for everything, and your calendar is actually public. Make sure it's public. So to create an event, we've got a couple ways to do it. I can come up here to Gearbox. I can click create, or I can click on a spot, and all 3 of them will help me create an event. But we're going to do something a little different today with the event. What I'm going to do here today, what you're used to seeing is a description with a link in there. Is that correct for most people?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody knows how to do an auto repeat, daily, weekly, annually, custom, whatever you want to do, correct?
Now give me yeses and nos if you do or don't, so he knows where to go.
I can slow down if we need to.
We got mostly yeses. Okay.
It's being
going.
very, it's being very unresponsive in here for whatever reason. So it's not wanting me to add a title. Well, that doesn't make for a very good demo, does it?
Yeah, but you've already done them, so you could just go to the one you made it already.
Right. Well, let's just close this out. Okay, I'll pop one up. What I'm going to do is come over here to, let's pull a website. Now, what I'm about to show you, you really haven't seen done before. I'm going to cut and paste this website. I say I am.
Just hit control M. There you go.
Okay. Everybody know how to cut and paste a website, right?
Yeah, we got 13 people said no.
All right. Hey, all you're doing is Control C and scroll up. And then when you get to the calendar, you're going to go Control V. You're going to create an event. And this time it's going to let me add a title. We're going to add a location, especially if you're local, you want your location in there. Now, everybody watch this real close. We can add attachments. If you cut and paste, you cannot grab the images. But you could add your keywords as an attachment, your images as an attachment, change the metadata of the images. And I want you to watch this real close. Because this is going to be a little magic. We have now put an entire website, H tags, all the inbound links, outbound links, everything that the website had is now into an event. Everybody see that?
Give me a yes or no if you're using this feature. Be honest. No. No, 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 no. No, it's a 302 outbound. No. Oh, I hope the outbound's 302.
Okay, we're gonna-
It's all no's, right?
Okay, we're going to take one more step. We're going to save this. We're going to reopen this up in just a second here. Now, we're going to come up, again, we've got the website back up there. We're going to come to these three dots. Now, we can do a lot with this three dots. We can duplicate it. I can copy it to my other calendars. I can publish event or publish this instant of the event. That means only on this day. I'm going to choose publish the event. And what I can do now is I can copy the link to the event. I can use Backlink Factory or some other method, or I could embed it into a website if I choose. But I want to bring it up to a browser and show you what the link looks like in a browser. And there we are. There's our website again.
Is that an OMG moment for everybody?
Now, guys, we could take this another step farther. Remember, we had a share link to a calendar, right? Let's go into a different calendar. We're going to go into settings. Grab the shareable link. We can copy this link. We'll go into a different calendar. Come on, let's get away from our settings. And now any title. We're not going to repeat this because this just is for a purpose of a test. We're going to put in a description. I'm not going to do any attachments for the demo. But now we have linked another calendar into this calendar. We now have the ability to stack calendars or silo calendars. Everybody understand what that means or what the potential for that is?
We
That's
have a
super cool.
website.
That is super cool.
Okay, now we're going to take it. We got to take this a little bit farther, guys. Before I let you go, this is a calendar that is a share code. Okay, it's one of my visitor calendars, as you can see, plus 37. We make sure it's on a monthly or weekly, never agenda. If I put it on agenda, the format's not going to be what you're going to want. So we put this on a monthly. And I'm going to come down here and cut and paste my calendar. Everybody see this? And then we're going to come back to my calendar. We're going to create an event. We'll call this calendar embed test. Again, I'm not gonna, I'll save it, but I'm not gonna auto repeat this for this demo. Normally I would.
Just remember, we have to leave some clothes on the lady.
That's right. So we're gonna Control V, paste this in. And there is an entire calendar inside a calendar. How do you think Google is going to read this?
I don't know. Anybody guess? Give us your
Anybody?
opinion.
Yes. Now, if we save this, remember how we took the 3 dots and grabbed a share link? We can backlink this calendar that's inside a calendar that we're stacking a calendar with. Okay. So if there's ever a, oh my goodness moment, this should be it, folks. This is areas that nobody has ever done before the last 2 weeks. Nobody's ever done this before. You're looking at something that is brand new and it's brand new territory that other people aren't doing. And they don't even know about this. So you can create tier 6 and 7 links in a calendar.
Gary,
Yes.
I just have one objection, and that
Okay.
is when you are embedding the website, you just have to make sure that any outbound links, which is not your own, is 302s. Otherwise, you're pushing Jews to somebody else's.
Yeah, yes, I'm aware of that. You actually have the ability in when you cut and paste a website in here, you can edit out before you save it. You can edit the links if you choose to. Okay. But you're absolutely correct. But for a demo purpose, I don't generally do that. Like I said, I won't be keeping this in here, this particular one, because I've already got it in here. But I can save it, reopen it, and grab another link. See where I'm at here. Wrong one. But again, anytime you want to pull something up, you can grab the published link right here. You can copy either the HTML if you want to put it on a website, or you want to backlink it using Backlink Factory or another tool, or put it in your browser or a doc, a sheet, anything you'd like. You just copy that link, close it, and you're done. Okay. All right. Any questions on any of that so far?
No, it looks like you don't worry about separate calendars for separate niches. That's just preliminary. We're going to niche them all out.
That's correct. This is
Right.
basically, this one is set for demo purposes.
All right. So just
Now,
imagine, if you want to do your plumber, your dentist, whatever it happens to be, right? You set these up, and then, all of these events are pushing back to their GMB or GPB, whatever you want to call it, or they're pushing back to the YouTube channel, or they're pushing back to another Google property. And we're taking all of the links that we have here, and obviously what you can do with them with Backlink Factory. I mean, it just gets to be another web, but what we found out is being able to do this, we're literally doing exactly the same thing, just in a different arena than we've done with all the other Google properties when we first started 5 years ago by stacking YouTube videos and YouTube links to YouTube links to YouTube links, which is, where we ended up owning 40 positions on the first 4 pages of Google for mold restoration in Chicago by doing that. So we can't do that anymore, but the concept remains the same. The more properties that we can use, the more diversification we can use, and the more, entities that we can build into here, and the things that we just found out from Matt and what he can do, and the links from, I mean, my God, guys,
There's the content blocks
Yeah.
in your event.
yeah, exactly, right? I mean, this is, anyway, we just wanted to share this with you, and if, anybody wants to come on this journey and play with us, you know, we're gonna open it up to people here on the call to be part of that group. But, you know, that's gonna be a paid group eventually. And right now, we're just wanting to get people in to understand and play with it and add to the flavor of it and have some fun. And I know, Matt, you know, you got DMT to work with, but we just giving you some new toys to play with, sir.
No, I had my head in the POI the whole day today.
Oh, POI, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
you want to show everybody how to use POI real quick?
Not yet.
Okay, you're still playing with it. All right.
Yeah, I'm getting my head around it. I've gave it a good proper run today on some live websites. So
All right.
I'm busy tracking and seeing what's going on.
So anyway, that's what this is. We'll do a demo later on POI, but basically POI is points of interest. And it's a tool that we built. A lot of people have them, but we've kind of made it our own. And we got some special training on it, and it is working for our guys in some of our test groups like crazy. POI points of interest. And when you use POI maps and points of interest with maps, and you take those and use Backlink Factory to a POI map, which is what? Another Google property to another Google property. Like Hendrik said, you can hammer the living heck out of them, and they are making a difference. And we've got proof from with our rooms right now where, you know, we started off with a gentleman that had no presence for his dentist, and now he's ranking in the 3-pack within 20-25 miles of the dentist that he had no presence for 6 weeks ago or 7 weeks ago by now. So by utilizing these ideas and concepts and what Gary's presenting here, along with the architecture and structure that, you know, DMT brings to the table, I mean, you know, you literally are writing your own golden ticket. You can own your own destiny, and we're not the only tools out there. I'm not saying that we are, but what we do use and how we do use them and how we do build them with all the help of, like, you know, Hendrik and Brian and everybody that's been with us for 5 years, they know what to do with this stuff. Utilizing, you know, all of them together, it's just dynamite in a rocket ship. So we wanted to share this new thing that we're working on today. There's and Brian had mentioned POI. If you don't have POI, you can get that through the link that we put in the chat. And it's pretty cool. I mean, you just saw POI, Matt. What do you think?
I love it. It's great. It's well, I don't have to code it. That's why I asked you, have you done this yet? Because what's great about the POI is, especially when you work with your content blocks, you can now take those URLs and the iframes that they have, and you can also embed those into your actual properties if you're going down to a local level.
Right.
That also then obfuscates the AI bit where you've got Google information stacked into your page.
So let's get some thoughts about the calendar stuff in the chat. You know, if we get some likes and what your thoughts on it, let's see what you think.
Is it cool? Is it just another dead end road that we're going down? Matt, when does your offer expire?
Oh no, it's for the guys that are in your group. I've just left it open till the end of the year.
Okay.
So they can get in. It's just the community's always so supported me well. So
okay.
For you guys, you got that special deal. Just look for Patrick's link there, so that at least he knows it's from you guys. And yeah, jump on board.
All right, very cool. Keith says very cool idea. He's never seen it. You know, and Keith's been around the block a minute. Jerry, very cool, never seen it. Oh, you know, here's another thing. What about if you what could you use when you have and somebody answer this, because I don't know it just coming to my mind, but what if you have a directory, right? What if you built a directory, a local directory of businesses, and you utilize the calendars and you utilize the the backlinks and everything? What could you do to that directory and help it rise above the listings that are there, and have the companies that are in that directory, you know, get the juice to them as an upsell to your directory? I mean, is that a concept that makes any sense? You know, build out a directory. What do you think?
Sorry,
I just know somebody's doing it, so it's pretty cool. It's not a rhetorical question. So anyway, that's what we wanted to share with you today. Thanks for staying on.
I'm gonna share one more answer real quick, Patrick. Ferdinand asked a question specifically for ecom products.
Yeah,
In the actual calendar course, we cover affiliate products, Amazon products, we cover press releases, keeping them live for up to a year or more. And so we've covered pretty well every possible niche in the calendar course when we get it completed.
yeah. Somebody just asked how many Google products out there. I actually did the research on it. There's 272 different products someplace out there. You know, so we don't have, there's nothing we're going to run out of time trying to figure out. It's just plenty there, right?
The goal on the calendar course, folks, is to do a webinar. It's hopeful if I finish the course and have it ready by Friday. It's possible it might not be ready till next week, but I'm going to try and wrap it up this week.
Well, you need a little bit of rest after the last couple of days of being where you've been. So just
Yeah.
relax a little bit. Okay.
Yes, I'm trying.
We're not in any hurry here. We just want to throw some ideas out there. What's Matt's offer? Did somebody just come in here? What's Matt's offer? I don't know. It's on the link. All right. I'll send you the replay guide, but you can call me.
No, your price is
his
set,
offer
guys.
is off the charts. I'll put it that way.
Guys, your price once you're in, it's set. It doesn't go back to 127. It'll stay at the legacy price. You guys are getting at legacy level.
Yeah, and legacy just means that we've been here with Matt for a long time, and you know, literally opened up the front door when he opened up. So we're just good friends, right? So we're happy to see that he's enjoying some of the products that we're creating, and we're way enjoying what he's created, right? So I just trust y'all, do the best you can, pick what you can up, and if you have any questions, you know, Matt's there, and you're just gonna put everybody in the main Skype group, right, Matt?
Yeah. What they'll do is I'll give you guys my Skype address. It's put in the group here.
Okay.
Dash MDC. This is my Skype. So if you guys get stuck, just ping me. When you sign up, we'll throw you across into the work hub. That's our group, what we call it. That's basically the work hubs as we're doing R&D and testing and all that kind of stuff. The guys that are there get to see things first. Or if we find new tools that are cool that we use, I pop it in there. Or if we've discovered something from a test that we're doing, we throw it into the work hub. So it's sort of like our frontline communication and help and support.
And you're always, you know, looking for other scenarios that can enhance what you're doing, which will give us a bigger presence out there as well. So it's a never ending sea of content coming in and going out.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's brilliant. I mean, can't even say less than anything. It's just brilliant. So, all right, guys, thank you for sticking around. I don't have anything else. You know, you can get the POI Factory. You can sign up for the POI training bonus over there, calendar cash, pick up Backlink Factory if you don't have it, because it's going to play an integral part of the DMT. If you do have DMT, then you know, Matt wouldn't be bringing in anything in that's not going to benefit DMT. So there you go.
You know, it works. It's been proven for years. Backlink Factory is solid. Yeah, guys, the tools, well, from where it started 18 months ago to where it is today, it's grown in leaps and bounds. We're constantly developing because we use the tool ourselves and we want to stay on the edge. And for the guys that got in late to the call, do yourself a favor and watch you'll see a link going up before. That's me just going through the process without no speech and then doing a voiceover explaining what I'm doing. So you can see from concept to website. And then on today's session, we focused more on how we've developed the exports for Backlink Factory. So you guys don't just battle with keywords. It's just export that pulls all that research together, pulls all the stuff. you decide how you want to set up your campaigns and then start hammering the backlinks. And your keyword diversity is going to be much better than what you're getting out of the other static tools, just the way how we compile all the keyword research. Cool, guys. Thank you so much for your time, Patrick,
Yep.
Gary. Thank you, everybody.
Not a problem. I think, what I'm gonna do is go cancel a bunch of the tools that I have that I only use periodically, because why do I need Longtail Pro? It's not digging deep into what you're doing, through DMT. So, it's,
Well, we got a wide net.
I think I can just pay for the course with what I'm going to cancel. That's all. I'll pay for the software what I'm going to cancel. So, all right. If anybody has any questions, just give Gary me a call, and we'll work on anything that you have. You can reach us anytime. So, thanks a lot.
Awesome.
We've now been 3 hours, so we got to
Oh,
cut
Lord.
this up into modules, Matt.
I'll get the video and I'll chop it up. I'll
All right.
edit it all.
All right.
Awesome,
All right.
guys.
Talk to you
Thanks
guys
so
later.
much.
Thanks for being
All
here,
right.
guys.
We enjoyed
Cheers,
it,
man.
everybody.
All right.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
everybody. Bye.